Good morning, Philippines. Well, for some time now, I've been mentioning that there's so much more here in the Philippines than you can possibly imagine. Um, Few can understand the concept that there's only 2,000 islands of the 7,000 that are inhabited. So there are so many mysteries to be found here. And things keep getting discovered every day. They just found a couple of new species of animals in Negros this week. And I just wanted to point out some of the natural wonders that are here that you may want to include on your bucket list. Now, UNESCO has heritage sites. I've been to a few of them around the world, but there's so many um, listings that some of the really good ones are missed. One of the biggest, which was thought at one time to be the biggest, was the Puerta Princesa underground river, which until recently, when they discovered a larger one in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, was claimed to be the largest underground river in the world. They have since the discovery have found a second level, including waterfalls, and there are areas where it's so deep inside there's not enough oxygen to go in and discover without having some kind of tank just to go and look. And there's their whole ecosystem in there, which things could be discovered at any time. They have their own species of bats, several types of birds, uh, trees, and animals that are endemic just to that area, both on a microscopic and large mammalian scale. There's all kinds of things. This is located in Palawan, which is on the furthest western island, adjacent to the claim on the South China Sea that's under dispute, but only by dispute by China. The rest of the world knows that it belongs to the Philippines. So this Puerto Princesa underground river is just one of the many sites that you might want to consider. But I'll give you three more um, that are in different areas of the Philippines. The second one next to it is they call it the Tubbataha Reef, and this is a dream for divers. I know that Finn Snow and others have taken expeditions to this reef, and it's its own little ecosystem there where you can find in these relatively still waters and coral areas all kinds of species of sea slugs, snails, sharks, eels, all kinds of fish. Yeah, that's its own wonderland, and definitely, if I have time, I'll want to be looking at that one um, to include on my list. But I don't see myself ever being able to catch all these sites, because then there's Mount Hamiguitlan, a wildlife sanctuary in Mindanao, which it's about 2,000 square hectares, and there you can find the Philippine eagle and all kinds of unique species that are, again, just endemic to that area. And that area has been preserved as a UNESCO site. It's got the huge mountain there that goes out and provides a habitat for so many species of animals. Like I can't. I'll list them, some of them later on. But and then the fourth one on this list is one that was built by man years ago. Is the Cordilleras rice terraces up in Luzon. And these were under threat a few years ago that they weren't being maintained, but have subsequently gotten back. And Luzon has its own unique uh, cultural heritage. They they have the igrots up there. They have people up there who do tattoos. That's where the famous 107-year-old tattoo lady does her work by hand. And People travel from all over the world to get their tattoos done there. But in this range, there's also a mountainside where they bury people on the side of the mountain. And they don't actually bury them; they suspend them in these wooden boxes on the side of the mountain, which is kind of unique and not practiced so much anymore. But those are the heritage sites that are listed. There are other recommendations that you could see as well. Some of them I have seen. I have seen the Chocolate Hills in Bohol. It's quite unique, and that's the home of the where the Tasyar is. And then in on Palawan, it just itself, there's more discoveries there. They've discovered the Coron Island on the end of it and El Nido Taytay. These are natural, beautiful uh, limestone mountains that have been pushed out of the ocean bed, and they're rugged and they're very beautiful. So, in conclusion, what kind of animals will you find here? Well, you'll find the hawksbury turtle, green turtles, all kinds of turtles. There's an island actually called Apple Island, which is just near Darwin, and you can go out there and do dives and then see turtles. In fact, just off the coast of Darwin, there's sea turtles there. The Philippine eagle is unique. It's one of the largest eagles. It's a beautiful, magnificent bird, and you'll find that on the thousand peso note now here in the Philippines. The Tasyars, little cute little guys. I did another video on them a little while ago, and they have three types of monkeys, including long-tailed macaques, and of course the flying lemurs. But there's so many. 65% of all wildlife on Earth is found here in the Philippines, and about half of it is endemic just to this set of islands. The Philippines is a unique area in that it's never battered by ice ages. It's in the tropics. It's got plenty of water. It's got breeze and currents and coastal currents that bring things to the islands that allow for all this life to survive. And even when they've cut down trees and deforested they haven't done in Negros, which is one of the larger islands, they've come back. Some of the animals have come back, and new ones like what's it called, Amongobo, or the ape-like creature. Yeah, they still have to find out where he's hidden. So, if you're a nature lover, maybe you've seen the Rocky Mountains or the tides of the Bay of Fundy or the Niagara Falls. Yeah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I grew up in Canada and saw every natural wonder that's there, from the Laurentides to the Cape and Rolls, from coast to coast. And I'll tell you, none of it compares to what you got in the Philippines here. It's so immense. And the craziest part about it is that once you're here, you don't have to go that far to get into the bush to find like waterfalls and pools and stuff like that all over the place. There's a whole chain of volcanoes alone that follow along the eastern island range of from Luzon all the way down to Samar Leyte and into Mindanao, and curve back up again into Dumaguete. A lot of people, even living in Dumaguete, have no clue that there is a steam vent and a volcano right on their doorstep up there in the mountains above them in um, Valencia. So you could just drive up to Valencia and you'll see the steam vents there and the interesting creatures that live in those areas. So, and then there's also animals that were introduced here. There's an island on the northern tip of Palawan where they brought in zebras and African animals, giraffes and stuff like that are not endemic to the island. They deforested an area and made it like savanna land for these African animals, and they're growing and breeding there in the effective new wild habitat that they've created for them. So now that's just the natural side of it. I haven't even touched all the beautiful churches and infrastructure that was left here by the Spaniards. If you're into that, into history, there's tons of that. And the individual festivals and colorful dresses and things that you may go into a village like we were in drove through one town the other day in Cebu on the other side of the island, and all of a sudden there was like banners and flags and a marching band and dances, native dances, all this stuff's going on, just organically within that area. It's not really publicized or anything like that we're aware of, but these things go on all the time here in the Philippines. So um, it is more fun in the Philippines, and if you found you enjoyed this commentary and are interested in learning more about the Philippines, I try to post something new and different at least once a week. But lately I've been doing it like every day to try and cover some of the terrain. I may go back and redo it again. But if you find this stuff interesting, please like, share, and subscribe. Push the notification bell and let your neighbors know so this channel can grow and I can provide something maybe of value to you if you're traveling here or visiting here or living here. It's not all about us bloggers, it's about the Philippines. So God bless the Philippines, God bless Philippine people, and God bless you. Over and out. Thank you. Bye bye.